to drive on this trip. But it almost feels like he just wants to get there, you know, almost like the car wants to be here as much as I do.
In the end, a combination of circumstance and our bad planning meant that it was past midnight when the two finally met.
Oh, we're there. Oh my God. Hey, it's good to meet you. Mr. Eakins. Vanilla.
How you doing? She's not bad.
After the long, eventful drive, we decided to retire early.
Rumble, rumble, honey.
But Edward seemed keen to get to know Todd. After all, he looked like Kit, one of his all-time fantasy cars.
Animal.
And sure enough, in the middle of the night, something stirred in the motel car park. It was Todd's turn to receive Edward's loving seed. It remained to be seen how Jordan would feel about it. The next day, Jordan and Edward were, in their words, giving their cars a bath.
Squirt it. Squirt it all over her.
Well, it's definitely lightened me up a little bit, you know. Like I said, after doing nothing but talking and thinking about my love for cars and stuff for the past week, it's given me a chance to focus on it, you know. I don't feel so awkward about it anymore, you know. Especially, I mean, you know, about talking to people about it and all that.
It's sometimes hard to express that kind of feeling.
When we get back home, Todd and I are gonna fuck like rabbits, but...
We express love in different ways. I'm more of a romantic. I like poetry about cars. I sing with them and play with them and talk to them and just like a girlfriend, yeah.
You're more sort of, you're more physically
Oh, I guess I am. Well, I'm a Scorpio, so, you know, it has a lot to do with it.
Edward was clearly not in the mood to confess where some of Todd's more recent stains had come from.
It just feels good to know you're caring for your automobile and showing it some respect.
Well, treat others as you'd like to be treated.
I just realized there's security cameras around here.
It was the morning of the big event, the Pomona Swap Meet. Jordan and Edward were getting on okay, but Edward hadn't yet confessed to masturbating on Jordan's car.
Oh, honey.
Dude, I love this place.
Yeah, because
There was an orange Porsche over there that somebody's like race modified. I don't know what year it is, but my God.
male or female?
I think male, but I don't know. I didn't. You can't touch it. He's over there wiping it down.
He won't let you touch his car.
Well, I didn't ask him, but I'm not even going to ask him.
With cars as far as the eye could see, it quickly became apparent that the two mechaphiles were more interested in them
Beautiful.
than they were in each other.
Because it's not a bad car. A lot of these cars I would rape like a wild animal. Like, I like them, I like to look at them, but, you know, it's just unlike Edward, I'm not so prone to fondle them up and touch them because they're not mine.
Jordan's car love seemed more like a female kind of sexuality, once you cut through the bravado.
I mean, of course, if somebody just like gave me this car and was just like, you know, you have it for 8 hours, do whatever you want. Yeah, I would take it home and rape it silly.
How would you actually do that?
A lot of times whenever I get cars, you know, like especially like with Todd and stuff, when I first get them, I'm not as inclined to fuck them actually. And then once I get to know them, I learn specific things about them that I like. And given some time to get to know it better, I would find specific things that just turn me on about it.
Edward, on the other hand, could barely keep himself in his trousers. It was like watching a cross between a teenage boy and a dirty old man. We felt that we should tell Edward that we saw him masturbating on Jordan's car.
We saw you last night with Todd.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? You did?
But you don't seem to mind that, don't you?
No, not anymore. I'm not near as frightened as I was about that. But I still try to be respectful.
In reality, Edward found it hard to control himself. He was becoming increasingly brazen in his sexual displays. That night, he took it to a whole new level. Knowing that we had seen him with Todd only seemed to encourage him further. The next day, as we prepared to say goodbye, Edward explained to us why he wanted to make this film.
I'm well aware that people will go into this thinking, wow, what a freak. They might laugh at you, they might even think you're sick or something, but what would you like them to feel by the end of it?
That I appreciate beauty and that I go a little bit beyond appreciating the beauty of a car, only to the point of what I feel is an expression of love, and that I'm not sick, I'm not out to hurt anyone, myself or anyone else. It's something that grew a part of me when I was a kid, and I couldn't shake it, and I don't fully understand it myself, except that I know I'm not hurting anyone, and I don't intend to.
Despite his differences with Edward, Jordan enjoyed their time together.
I've had fun talking to him. It is kind of one of those things. It's brought out a little bit in you know the sexual aspect. I mean, like we were hanging out with the cars, and he always touches them and he kisses them, and does all kinds of things. He gets really sexual with the cars just sitting in the parking lot. And upon watching that, I mean, it just kind of gets me a little bit riled up too.
Seeing him, are you totally comfortable with that as a future for yourself?
Oh yeah. A couple years back, I pretty much established that I didn't want to get married, I didn't want to have kids, I didn't want any of that, I'm pretty much built around being by myself. I don't feel like I need more in my life, or I'm not going to feel bad if I don't make any more progressions. And if I'm a 57-year-old, living on my own and wanking over my cars, like I said, it works for me now, it'll work for me then. As far as people just watching this, I just want to make it more comfortable for other people with similar strangenesses in their love life and their sexuality. Just maybe they'll feel a little bit more comfortable, going with the flow with this kind of thing.
The time had come for an end shot.
Wow, can't believe it. Here we are at the Pacific Ocean at the end of a wonderful, interesting journey of car passion.
Oh, well, I've gained a lot from this trip. I'm as in love with Todd as I am with Ingo at this point, which is pretty strong, I guess, considering I've had Ingo for like 4 or 5 years.
I want to kiss him right now.
Go for it.
I'm gonna have to go buy real soon here.
You whore.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, it wasn't only Jordan who had fallen in love with Todd.
I may not see you again. Oh, Todd. Thanks for the fun. Please.
It's a good car.
And thank you.
Did you actually jizz on my car?
There's more Strange Love next week when we meet an American woman who has married the Eiffel Tower and is in love with the Berlin Wall. Takes all sorts. That's next Wednesday at 10, and there's more on that in just a moment.
These women are in love. They're known as objectophiles and have relationships with inanimate objects.
He's an amazing lover.
Meet the objects of their affection. Married to the Eiffel Tower. Strange Love, 10 o'clock next Wednesday on 5.